Hello everybody and welcome to a little bit of a discussion, and not scripted discussion, that is, about the invasion details. I have some of the lore videos planned out, but of course by the time you're seeing this video, Invasions is not out yet, and I will obviously need a little bit of time to get the documents, collect the documents, and make the video. So, in the meantime, I kind of wanted to just talk freely about Invasions and what I think about it. I have a few thoughts. Some of them are negative, some of them are positive. But let's delve into it from the tippy top, right? To my knowledge, which of course, as per usual, if I get any details wrong, feel free to correct me down in the comments. I'll try my best to kind of pin a comment if I miss a detail that people might find really interesting. To my knowledge, I reiterate, is that you have three ways of getting into PvP. You can either pick random, you can pick going in as a reagent, or you can pick in going in as an imposter. You can turn this off. You do not have to be in PvP at all times. That was one of the things that I thought was very good, and I was worried that this would turn into almost like a Dark Souls level PvP, where you're playing, it doesn't matter, you're always online, therefore you are always being able to be invaded. You are not always going to be invaded if you turn it off. So, for those who do not want to play PvP, you can opt out, and for those that do, you can select it and play it as is. As of right now, though, we are only able to do MK challenges and not full trials. I think it's up for debate whether or not they're going to do full trials. I think that's kind of a bummer, because if most MK challenges, to my knowledge, are very short, and if you are going up against players who know what they're doing, you don't have a lot of time as a imposter to do a lot of damage. And this goes back into kind of the other issue, is that you aren't really that protected as an imposter. Much like actual imposters in Outlast trials, you are able to get damaged, be it rigs, bricks, bottles, things like that. The only good thing is that you don't trip traps, such as coils traps, I imagine Mother Gooseberries, like Futterman bombs, things like that. But you can, going back to again another negative here, you can get hit by AI enemies. Now, to my knowledge, is that they focus more on the reagent. So if you and Coil, much like we see in the trailer, are in the same room and a reagent is in the room, you can both double whammy the reagent. But if it's just you and Coil, Coil's gonna come after you, which I think it's good to play the part, but it's gonna make it very difficult, because you're going to be scrambling to try to get a reagent, and Coil could be cutting you off, and you're just like, okay, I have to blast through this. As it's mentioned in the trailer as well, though, there are two attacks. For those who haven't watched the trailer, these two attacks are basically an easy one, which is a quick swipe. It takes away 1 bar of health. And then the charge attack is an insta-kill. I think what this is going to turn into, though, again, with MK challenges being kind of short and players probably going, they're going to know that they're being invaded, because those who have it on are going to always be ready. You're going to get a lot of people who are just going to be sprinting nonstop and running and always looking around. They're not going to want anyone near them. It's going to make it extremely hard to do this slow charge attack. And the moment you're outed, I feel like you're just going to get bullied extremely quickly. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of this a little too much like Dead by Daylight, which I'm sure a lot of people are. This is going to become increasingly one-sided in terms of, the imposters against the reagents. This is going to be a natural thing that's going to happen, as people are going to want to question the balance. To be fair, this game mode is new. There are going to be hiccups. I don't see it being one-sided yet, because it's not even out yet. I can't judge that, but it's something that I know is going to happen. It's hard for me to think otherwise. The reason why I think this is going to happen is because there can only be 2 imposters at any given time in a trial. But once you complete the main objective, like killing the judge or the politician, I believe it opens up the floodgates where every imposter that is in the trial can thus join and be out and about. But while you wait, imposters are able to use cameras, which again, reagents are able to destroy. This is still going to create that kind of balance issue because reagents are going to be very proactive once they learn and know what to look for. Imposters won't have alternative names of the reagents or fake actions or noises, which is good, but reagents and imposters can't talk to each other. Imposters won't be able to hear reagents except for when they do their like final execution. So it's going to create this weird meta where you're going to get a lot of people with microphones, I assume, and a lot of people are going to, dare I say, demand microphones. You're going to get people that want to survive the longest and have the least amount of trouble, and so you're going to get people that are going to want to find the meta. There will always be a meta when it comes to PvP. I feel like this isn't unusual to think about, but it is a worry, right? I mean, maybe this is just me, and I have played Dead by Daylight for a while, and I know that's a very toxic community. And as I've seen other people worry about, I don't want Outlast trials to become kind of like that. I don't want there to be too much negativity. I hope people kind of just find the fun in the new game mode rather than trying to, you know, find the meta. But it's going to happen. You're going to get people who, hey, you're not doing the objective quick enough. Are you an imposter? And then they're going to try to throw bricks at you. I do wonder if that is going to open up the possibility of friendly fire, because again, to me, this is another new meta. I don't think I've seen anybody talk about this, but again, feel free to remind me if somebody did. If you throw a brick at another reagent, nothing happens. But if you throw a brick at an imposter, it's going to hurt them. I think you're just going to get a lot of people that are just going to immediately throw bricks at each other once they see each other. You're going to get this weird mentality of, I don't know who you are, let me throw a brick at you, or else you're an imposter. Some of the good things that I'm seeing, though, is that it's not going to be on escalation or in custom matches, because I feel like that would just get hectic. And the really cool thing is that imposters can actually still hide in barrels, and they can actually do like surprise scare attacks, much like the pouncers. But with the fact that the imposter only has around 2 minutes, I believe is what I've looked up, in order to kill somebody, and they have 20 seconds to go back to the gate if they haven't, or after killing somebody, it's going to create this very rushed mentality, and everybody is going to become very hyper-focused and effective. You're not going to get a lot of people who are going to soak up the tension and atmosphere of, is there an imposter? You're going to get a lot of go, 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 get the thing done, tell me if you have a mic, throw a brick at them, if you don't know, double check, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of safeguards for that. And much like what I mentioned before, though this video probably does seem a little rambly, is that I'm worried that this will become kind of like Dead by Daylight. There is going to be a meta. There is going to be concern for a meta. And I don't know of very many ways that you can balance this without creating kind of a situation of them versus, you know, me and vice versa. I, of course, have full faith in Red Barrels, though. They seem to do a very good job of listening to the players. They seem to have a lot of thoughts about balance. I mean, again, there's a lot going on for it. The fact that you're not just kind of sitting there waiting for a timer to tick and you can actually use cameras is still better than nothing. I don't know if the cameras are permanent, though, because if you destroy them, does that mean that eventually there's just no cameras, or do they kind of fix themselves? I should probably end the video there, though, because I am starting to go at a bit of a ramble. Again, I'm very passionate about Red Barrels. I do enjoy everything that they've been doing. I look forward to Invasions. I don't know if I'll be playing it as much as just the regular, because again, I'm mostly trying to gather lore. And that feels like it would be a real pain to try to gather lore during an MK trial with a bunch of invaders. But I will be playing it just to kind of get a feel for it myself. Of course, though, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Let me know how you feel about invasions. Again, this is a very short little brief video, maybe gone on a little longer than it should have, and I of course feel like I've missed some major details, maybe even gotten some details wrong, which again, I reiterate, feel free to comment down below if I did. But yeah, if I got any details wrong, feel free to comment down below. Let me know what I got wrong. I want everyone to be as informed as possible, but I also want people to kind of be aware that with a new game mode comes difficulty. You're always going to have kind of that growing pains of like, oh, what did we do wrong? What do we need to fix? And I think a lot of people are going to jump into this thinking it's just going to be perfect. And I think there's going to be a few tweaks and things that need to happen in order to make it perfect. I'm looking forward to it though. I hope you guys are as well. Again, there'll be some more lore coming up once it comes out on the 21st. I don't know if there'll be a video about it on the 24th, so we might have something else there for you guys to enjoy. But I will get to it as soon as humanly possible. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like the video, subscribe, share the video around. It's greatly appreciated. And hopefully I see you all in the next video. See you then.